In this video, we'll learn how to set up the Cavrnus Spatial connector on a Unity project, how to synchronize components, and how to set up your avatar for multi-user co-presence. For this, we'll need a Cavrnus domain and the latest version of the Cavrnus Spatial connector, which you can install from the package manager using the Git option. Here we have a simple single-player chess scene. It has pieces and a table. The pieces can be grabbed and moved by the local user. There's also a reset button, which will place all the pieces back to their original positions. So, let's get started by adding the Cavrnus Spatial connector to our scene. Open the Cavrnus drop-down menu. Select Setup Scene for Cavrnus. This automatically adds the Cavrnus Spatial connector to our scene alongside our default UI layer. From the Cavrnus Spatial connector element, we can connect to our server by entering our domain and login information. Here, you'll find multiple login options. For this demo, we'll choose Login Automatic, so we don't have to type our password every time we launch our app. Note that this option stores your login credentials as plain text inside of your project, so be mindful of where your project files are being deployed when using this option. For more information on authentication methods, we'll include resources in the description of this video. Now, we'll connect our scene to our Cavrnus space. This is the place that will host all of our synchronized data and store our changes in a journal, so you can come back to your session at any point. We can let the user choose between spaces, or in this case, we'll configure it to automatically join one. For this, we need a space ID, which you can access after creating a space from your web portal. Let's log into our portal using our custom domain. Here, we'll create a new space for our chess scene. We'll call it Chess Demo, and we'll make it an empty space, as we'll use it for syncing our Unity scene. Now, we can click on the three-dot menu to find our space ID. But first, let's invite someone to our space. We'll select Manage Members, and we'll enter their email address. We'll give them a role, which has a set of permissions that we can configure, and we'll click Done. Now we can go back to our three-dot menu and copy our space ID by selecting it. And we can paste it inside of our field. Let's run our app. We can see that we're all connected to our space. We've got controls for setting up voice and video, and we should be able to connect with multiple users. Let's sync our chess pieces so we can play our game with other people. First, select the elements you want to synchronize. In this case, our chess pieces. Then, scroll to the bottom of your inspector window and select Add Component. Type in Sync, and you should find our pre-built Sync Transform script. We'll select it from the drop-down, and now our pieces will be synchronized inside our scene. We can synchronize all types of elements, like for instance the intensity of our lights, thanks to our Sync Light Intensity script that also comes bundled with the Cavrnus Spatial connector. These are simple script files, and you can make your own by following our API reference. We'll run again to check if our pieces stay in their place after a session. And it's working. The last thing we'll do is set up our avatar, so other people can see us. It's very simple. Just select your main camera, which is what the user sees through, go to the Cavrnus drop-down menu, and click on Set Selected Object as Local User. And that's it. Now your avatar should follow your movement. And with just a few steps, we're able to transform this single-player scene into a real-time, persistent collaborative experience with voice and video, and without any coding. So, now you can transform your own project with the Cavrnus Spatial connector.